Hello and welcome to Is There Something in This, the podcast where I, Scott Dooley, and he, Jason Chatfield, invite you into our writer's room as we come up with the cartoons that we pitch for the New Yorker and other publications. I'm just going to get out in front of this right now.
Sure, get out in front of it.
I have maybe slept a total of 12 hours in the last week and a bit.
Yeah, that checks out.
So
That's more than I thought, to be honest.
this is going to be hopefully entertaining, but for very different reasons. Anything could happen. I'm like, you know the scene at the end of Boogie Nights where Dirk Diggler, he's taken the drugs and he's got, I've got to fuck now, Jack. That's what I'm like with caffeine. Like I knew this was happening, so I had to time it.
How much coffee have you had today?
I've had enough coffee.
Yeah?
But it's just been to do a task and then I'll fall into a heap.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. I don't want to cut you. But this is from what I understand, you figure out a rhythm with this. This is a rhythm that you figure out.
Yeah, you sure do.
It's a caffeination rhythm that takes
the rhythm,
3 years.
Yeah, no, it's so. What I'm trying to say is lower expectation.
Well, also you're the one with the sound effects at a finger's reach. So apologies to listeners.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
sleep-deprived maniac.
Yeah,
Is
exactly.
is at the deck.
That's how I feel at the moment.
So it begins.
Yeah.
Do you want to jump into plugs?
Yes. And now, if you are first joining us, what we do is we do our plugs off the top. But in order to make it slightly entertaining, I will tell jokes of a topical nature from the week that's just gone by.
Yes. So let's start with the first plug. Fresh off the press from Andrews McBeal Publishing, Joke in a Box, How to Write and Draw Jokes, a card deck by Emily Flake, is now finally available on shelves. Germane to what we do here. It's more of a jumping off point for this very elusive art of joke writing and can be found at your local bookstore and Amazon.com.
Millions of Americans have witnessed a once-in-a-lifetime astrological event with a total eclipse of the sun taking place last week. According to the American Astronomical Society Solar Eclipse Task Force, they've been inundated with entries for its eclipse competition, for its eclipse photography competition, with the most competitive categories being out of focus and blurry.
Finally, that task force has pulled its weight.
That's literally the name of the thing as well.
What's the acronym?
The acronym, well, it's AAS is the American Astronomical Society. And then separately, they've got a solar eclipse task force, which is so on brand for that business.
Of course it is. How many clips?
It's like everyone there's Dwight Schrute in my mind.
How many pocket protectors do you think they have in that one building?
Oh, no, they would have.
I mean, they sold out of Amazon because of that one task force.
That's right.
Did you watch it, by the way, just quickly? Did you watch the...
No, I didn't. I couldn't find glasses
Couldn't find glasses.
to stare at the sun.
Oh, okay. Where did you not look at the sun? I think it was your...
Yeah, that was a joke we had.
Okay. Plug number 2. Hilary Fitzgerald Campbell, New Yorker cartoonist, in this week's Toonstack.com newsletter, is hosting a dance party in Bushwick on May 9th. Hilary Fitzgerald Campbell, of course, listeners to the pod will know, was the burlesque dancer we talked about in last episode. It's in Bushwick, 7 p.m. on May 9th. Look at toonstack.substack.com for more details.
An earthquake measuring 4.8 on the Richter scale was felt throughout New Jersey, New York, and Pennsylvania. After assessing the damage, California Governor Gavin Newsom said, "Cute." Meanwhile, Republican officials were quick to condemn Hunter Biden's involvement with the quake.
Let's bookmark that one. Check out Navid Madavian's critically acclaimed graphic memoir, This Country Searching for Home in Very Rural America, at your local bookstore.
Donald Trump made history this week by becoming the first former president to stand trial on criminal charges as his hush money case opened with jury selection. Before entering the court on day one, Mr. Trump addressed the media pack where he promised anyone who wouldn't report on the trial $30,000. Can we stop with these articles saying like, hey, God, Trump could go to jail this time? It's not going to happen. Stop saying it.
He's not going to die of COVID and he's not going to go to jail.
Exactly.
Just give it up.
Just give it up. Stop it. Howie's had a very bad week. Daily Beast, stop it.
Oh, my God. Just recycling the same headlines. New Yorker cartoonist Amy Kurzweil teaches cartoon classes on Patreon. Sign up now to get the recording of every past class and be the first in line for the limited spaces. Go to toonstack.substack.com for more details.
And in sport, the lawyer representing the estate of O.J. Simpson, who died from cancer last week at 76, said that there are no plans for the former NFL star to have his brain donated to science and that his body and brain will be cremated. According to a source close to the Simpson family, OJ requested cremation so he could get a feel for what's to come. Because of all the sins.
Yeah, no, I got that bit. Yeah, that's good. The juice is loose. Yeah, a lot has happened since we last convened.
Sure.
An earthquake, a solar eclipse.
Yep.
The juice is dead. Several different big events. The first former president to be in a criminal case. There's a lot going, lots to unpack.
There's a bit happening.
There's a bit happening, and it's also tax day. We're recording this on a Monday, which is tax day in America, where you have to file your taxes. Except if you're in Boston and Maine, I think, because of public holidays, in which case they're just running marathons instead. So I don't know about you. Like Sophie ran the Jersey City Marathon on Sunday. I think I'd rather file my taxes than run a marathon. I don't know about you.
Yeah. That's what the winner should get. Is like
the winner should get
TurboTax
coupon. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very interesting seeing the coverage of O.J. Simpson.
It was.
Because quite clearly what happens with a lot of press is obits are given to generally the youngest writer, the most junior writer.
Yeah.
And so there were all these headlines which were like former football star and stuff. Like
former football star.
Yeah, and then obviously someone's like, is there anything else I need to know about this guy? Because I was born in 2006.
Yeah,
you know,
I don't get any of this.
I don't understand any of this stuff.
Children of the 90s, no. I did enjoy very silly take from Barry Blitt, who said one last low-speed car chase for OJ, which was a hearse being followed by a bunch of
that's great.
cars. But a small sort of detail in the background of just someone holding up a billboard. Go Juice!
Go Juice.
Yeah, that was nice. I did want to ask because we had a cartoon. Like, I was, and I'm not kidding. You thought I was kidding when things happen in New York, especially like very domestically. Like, oh, something big happened, but it's New York specific. There was an earthquake.
Sure.
And then you and I, our first reflex wasn't, are our family and loved ones okay? It was, is there something in this? So we were just frantically back and forth on WhatsApp, pitching gags. I was genuinely in a cold plunge. Like that wasn't just me trying to tell you that I'm do a cold plunge.
What's a cold plunge?
It's like a 38 degrees Celsius pool of water.
That sounds like very warm to me, 38 degrees Celsius.
Sorry, Fahrenheit.
Right.
Yeah, so it's 0, like 2 degrees, 3 degrees water.
Yeah, right.
You're just sitting there for like, I don't know, 10 minutes. It's recovery from exercise.
What are you recovering from?
Boxing.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So I'm in there and it did wiggle. The pool did wiggle, but I was in a very tall building. So it was kind of an odd sort of wobble. And then I texted. I was like, "Was that an earthquake, or was that?" I'm pretty sure that was an earthquake.
Yeah.
And then we immediately, throwing ideas together, I raced home, drew up a cartoon that we kind of landed on. I mean, you were like, "Is Marjorie Taylor Greene going to blame it on a ship crashing into the tectonic plates?" And sure enough, within hours, she was spurting conspiracy theories. But I think she blamed the Jewish space lasers or something.
It's always something weird. Like, this is because of trans people using bathrooms.
Yeah, it's DEI or something.
God's angry.
Yeah.
So it's very funny.
It's more likely that Godzilla is angry than God's angry.
It's just, and it's such like, well, now you've done it. You've upset God. You know what I mean?
I mean, there's no going back now.
Had to marry a woman, didn't you?
Yeah. Can't put the toothpaste back in the tube now. There was a joke that we came up with that, in fact, you came up with it. It was a great joke, and it was the guy in Times Square, and it was selling the T-shirts that I survived the 2024 New York Tremor.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And then, as sometimes just happens in New York, art imitates life, or life imitates art. And there was a guy in Queens selling those
Selling
T-shirts
them, yeah.
within an hour of the quake.
Yeah.
Literally had screen printed and put them in the window and was selling like hotcakes. And CBS News covered it and all this. We're like, we were kidding.
Yeah.
But it just happened. And we were like, oh, yeah, I guess that does really... like, we just keep thinking, oh, wouldn't it be silly? But, of course.
And then there's like a Supreme logo on it.
No.
It's very expensive. Take a picture of Rick Rubin wearing it. No one understands what's
Bronson.
going on. Yeah.
Oh, we haven't had an Action Bronson sighting for a while. Have you had any?
No, that's why we haven't done the segment. Hey, I got some jokes for you.
Yeah, let's do some jokes. Is there anything in
Okay,
this?
so
Go
we
on.
were talking last week about the idea that there's like comedians that are now like, you know what, it's our job to offend and stuff.
Yeah.
Is there a joke in a court jester being beheaded and his caption is, "My job is to offend"?
My job is to offend. Does he have a podcast? Is it a court jester in a Joe Rogan setup podcast? My job is to
My
offend.
job is... No, I like the idea of him
but
like
it's in the old
cancel culture.
middle.
Yeah.
That's great. My job is to offend.
The wicker basket for the head. Wasn't that
Yeah.
insult to injury or the guillotine?
Yeah, He couldn't spring for anything but wicker. Okay. Was
Well, you're
that
not going to
fancy?
use a good basket for a
Well, you
head.
don't want to use the good
like
basket.
a criminal.
Sure. Well, what's a good basket then?
Well, something for flowers. You know, like you don't want to be like,
Yeah.
you don't want to come home with a basket full of flowers for the Queen and have her go,
Is this
hey,
blood?
is this, what, that's, yeah, is that a surf's little, is that surf hair in there?
Is that surf hair?
Hey, you know how you had the joke about the Roombas having multiple Roombas
Yeah,
and
okay.
you couldn't
I'm
figure it
so
out?
glad that you have been ruminating on this.
Okay,
Yes.
so
Okay.
is there something in like, it's July 4. There are two versions of this joke. There's July 4 and the Roombas are like not working, or the Roomba is just like sitting in the corner and there's dust and shit everywhere.
Because they're lazy.
And it says it won't work holiday since it unionized. Or someone's like looking at the mess and like a flatmate going, yeah, the Roomba, I got a French Roomba, so it won't work after 5.
After 5 or on Saturdays.
On Saturday.
It's isn't it illegal? So what's the law in France? It's you can't email or DM a work colleague or subordinate after 7 p.m. on weekdays or Saturdays. It's
Or you
illegal
just
on the
can't
weekend.
expect a response.
Yeah. It's illegal to expect them to. Yeah. I was actually thinking. I was going to think of the AGI thing. I think before AGI comes unionizing.
What's AGI?
Artificial General Intelligence.
Oh, right.
So before AI becomes sort of self-aware and able to reason and rationalize, it unionizes before. Like what comes first is
really
AGI or unionizing.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Ray Kurzweil saying like, "Who would have thought? I didn't know. I would never have predicted."
Yeah. That's a funny idea. The idea that there is like congressional fear of AI because it's socialist.
Yeah,
not because it's going to take
because it's
jo- yeah.
socialist. Like, yeah, guys, this is really going to get. Yeah, none of the commissions and things that they've had so far about it being a danger to humanity has at all changed anything. But the minute you say, "Hey, but it might be socialist," all of a sudden, hang on, we've got to regulate this AI. Like Europe's already ahead of us.
It's going to start putting money into public libraries. We must shut this down.
By the way, just thinking about, is there something in this on the earthquake front?
Yeah.
And look, it might be a bit hack, but do you remember when you and I were texting, we each separately at different times got alerts 25 minutes and 30 minutes after.
Yep.
And you were like, oh, the alert should be, there was an earthquake 25 minutes ago. I wonder if it was
It
like...
should just be your iPhone going, wait, did you fucking feel that?
Yeah, there was another one that you did, which is great, which was, yes, we felt it. Yes, wasn't it crazy? And then that's on a chalkboard put out by
in front of a
saying,
barista.
just trying to get out in front of this.
Yeah. I always feel for the, like, anytime it's today that we're recording this, it's the first day where it's like unseasonably warm. Like it feels like the weather's turned.
Yeah.
And I always feel for the person behind the bar or the person at the coffee machine who now has to talk incessantly about how hot it is
Of
today.
course, yeah. Oh,
Or
this
how
is the
snowy
same.
it is.
Every
or-
A-frame is going to be whatever the fuck people are coming. It's bloody warm today, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah.
Well, there were 2 Earthquake Tune Aftershock things that were kind of Aftershock jokes, which were beware of aftershocks and sarcastic texts from your friends in LA,
Sure.
which was, your joke cute. Or the collective rolling of Californian eyes could be felt all the way from Jersey to Vermont.
Yeah.
Like the collective eye rolling was the Aftershock.
Oh, right. Where they're, yeah.
But, yeah.
What did they go with?
They went with a joke. You know what? And a little bit of cartoon trivia here. They went with a Peter Cooper joke, which was basically a couple in bed
the Earth move.
saying, "Did the Earth move for you?" or
Yeah,
something like
there
that. Funny story, 1977, I think it was a Gough Whitlam joke when there was a rare earthquake in Canberra. And the caption, it was Peter Nicholson, Nico. The caption was, "Did the Earth move for you?" And it kind of became a viral meme. In the time, whatever a viral meme meant, everyone would reference that cartoon.
Where did it run? Was it in Playboy or something? It's such a Playboy joke
It actually
to me.
ran in the Australian, I think, which was an odd time for it to be, because that was quite raunchy for Australia from back in the
All bets were off when Gough was in charge.
when Gough was in charge, and yeah, exactly. Yeah, but that was an interesting one. So they went with that instead. And regarding the Eclipse, by the way, just before we move on from the Eclipse, the one thing that I kept hearing...
This is your number one source for like natural phenomena a week later. Like if you want a slow reaction...
Oh, the slowest. We are the sloth news. Yeah. If you've just woken up after a coma, come out of a coma,
we've got some news.
Here we go.
We've got some news. Well, we've got some olds for you. This is not new.
This is olds.
This is olds.
This is olds. This is last week
Giving
today.
you the olds, yeah.
I kept hearing that it was like midnight in Muncie, Indiana. And I was like, I've done gigs in Muncie, Indiana.
Sure.
And then I was like, who do I know in Muncie, Indiana? Oh, I know one guy who lives in Muncie, Indiana. In fact, he owns half of Muncie.
Jim Davis.
Jim Davis.
Yeah, the creator of Garfield.
So I reached out and I was like, hey, I heard it was quite the day there. He's sending me videos and photos from his backyard. It was like midnight. It was an insane level of like Muncie was black. It went dark. We just had a bit of shadow. I was at Columbus Circle with Soph just watching it up there. Just a bit of shadow, and then we went on with our day. It went to midnight and then back again. It was amazing.
Yeah, that's what an eclipse is. I don't know.
No, but I thought that's what was going to happen in New York. That's what everyone kept saying. It's going to be midnight in Central Park. And then it wasn't, and I felt robbed. And then he just kind of allayed I was like, you know what? That's all right. Anyway.
Is there a joke in a Montessori dog school? Mm-hmm. Have we done that?
We've done Best Dog Obedience School District.
Yeah,
in New
that's what
York.
I was thinking. Is like so where I live is kind of become kind of a bit of a posh area, and everywhere there is more Montessori schools per square mile here.
Explain what Montessori is.
I don't know.
Doesn't know. Okay. Can we explain it for Scott?
I know it's posh.
Can we Google it?
And I know that since I've had a kid, I'm like, we're going to get him into Montessori. I don't know what it means.
It's like a 9-year wait
Yeah,
list.
what's the more expensive one? Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah. I think it's more of a non-conventional sort of, very individual attention based on their acumen and their, abilities and their sort of proclivities. But, he seems to be artistic. We'll push him towards music and painting and stuff.
Right. So is there a joke in like maybe the people leaving the puppy school, like he's not good in a structured environment, a structured learning environment or something? Does that sound like something we've done before?
It does, but not in a bad way. I actually think we might have been circling this idea. We might have been orbiting this concept previously and not known how to land the plane.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Montessori, structured environment. Well, what's a structured... is it a construction? It's a little too CC, but literally a little kid with a construction worker.
No, I'm thinking like for a dog obedience.
Yeah,
so it's
It's almost as if you've been coming up with jokes about dogs.
I know. Let's think about that one.
Yeah,
Okay,
okay.
so here's my joke. This is
your Outback Steakhouse
banger of the week. All right.
go on.
Okay. A surgeon in a very it's a super busy like in MASH where people are buzzing around and you can see.
Is it a military hospital?
No, it can be if you want.
Okay,
but
so it's
anyway. It's a frantic surgery happening, and there's a doctor who's looking like a little peeved, and there's a nurse holding a scalpel, and the caption is like a sigh. Simon Says scalpel.
That's a fucking banger. That's a great joke. The eye roll.
Yeah.
So that's a fantastic joke. I fucking love that. That's so silly and
Is that
so
dumb?
right up our alley. That's fucking hilarious. I love that. The eye roll. Ugh. Just because often the challenge with people who are wearing masks in an operating theatre, as you would know from a Gross cartoon, which is like everyone watching the operating theatre
right.
and the guy who's operating saying gross, but there's no way to actually tell that it's him except make him the most prominent. The eyes are the thing that...
Yeah.
That's great. That's such a great cartoon. That's funny. I'm sorry to sound so surprised.
Yeah,
it's funny
for you.
and you're sleep deprived, which is, I was not expecting it to be, so that's great. I wonder, that's not been done. I've not seen that done. I'll get a phone call from Ella's in 10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Gary Larson, 1993. Anyway. Yes, okay, well, so there's a lot going on there. That's great. I wanted to run a couple of things past you. Plus, now that Roombas are out of your brain, you know how I want to subconsciously implant into your sleep deprived
I like
brain.
French Roomba.
French Roomba is great. I think there's something in that, definitely. What's it called, Le Roomba? Like, what's a...
Le Chambre.
Roomba.
Yeah. Le Room.
I want you...
Le Room.
I want something to be planted in your head that you come up with something like this. I got sent a news headline from a friend in London who couldn't stop laughing.
Is this episode you just reading emails you've received? Because I like it.
Got an email from Jim Davis.
It's
another one for
It's
you.
a paperwork episode where Jason goes through it's tax day. We're just going to clear the tax.
This is just a clearinghouse for my inbox so I can get to inbox 0. No, it was a Guardian article from Germany. And because we're traveling to Germany, we're trying to plan a trip. Soph and I are going to Germany in May. Trying to plan a trip. What's going on in Germany? Punch in what's going on in Germany in May. And this is what came up. It was a story, which there's a cartoon in this. There's something in this, and I need your brain to start marinating on it now.
Sure.
In the Roomba way. Now that Roomba's out of your brain. German headline: German art museum fires worker for hanging his own painting in gallery.
That's great. That's fucking awesome.
Staff member put work on display at Munich's Pinakothek de Moderne in hope of achieving his breakthrough.
That's great. That's really funny.
Isn't that hilarious?
That's a really great idea.
That's a fantastic idea, and it just happened. I was like, fuck, that's a cartoon. That's so silly. That's such a silly thing for someone to do.
Because wasn't there a security guard not long ago that drew eyes onto...
Yeah, just, I don't know, he had a mental break or something. He just went, fuck this.
It was his first date.
On a Monet.
Yeah, it was
Was it his
something like
first
that.
day?
Yeah, it was like a Monet or a Matisse or something. It was like priceless artwork.
What happened to soup cans? People are cheap now, just Sharpies. Oh, yeah, was there something? You actually had pitched something, which was with regard to the art world, I think. It was something to do with galleries and Monet. And we were sort of trying to circle it, and it was Monet the painter, which nobody knows what he looks like, so we're already up against that. There were two. One was Monet coming home from work, and his wife goes, "Did you remember the flowers?" And he's going, "Ah."
Oh, yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
And then the other one was Monet's flower period, and he was just like coated in. And you could just see his eyes.
So
FLOUR period.
yeah.
So even when you're not sleep deprived, you were coming up.
I'm coming up with some of the better laboured puns.
Yeah.
The thing about a pun as well is like if you make the topic seem intelligent enough,
Of course, that's the whole New Yorker.
It becomes like a very clever joke.
Yeah.
But it's not.
It's not. But if you get the reference all of a sudden, it's very erudite.
Yeah, like there's a guy like Vincent Price driving a Tarago, and you're like, oh, look at Vincent Van Gogh, and like everyone's going, oh, how did he come up with that? He must know an artist.
I get that reference.
Yeah.
There are a lot of jokes, I have to say, and maybe this is a diss, but there are just so many jokes I see now in cartoon form that are just like, oh, I get that reference.
I get a reference. Yeah,
It's not a joke. It's just, oh yeah, that's a thing that happens.
but that's that David Brent kind of Michael Scott humor, which is
right.
I've got an intern, Monica Lewinsky. That's it. There's no insight. It's just I have heard of a thing, therefore I will say it.
Yeah, I guess, but also like just like thinking that it's in the cultural zeitgeist right now and like, oh, we better put this in a cartoon form just so that it first to market or whatever. I don't know. I feel like
you think it's a rush to be first kind of thing,
maybe,
as opposed
yeah, to be like, oh, I did the definitive
Beanie Baby
What's up cartoon, you know, whatever the so what a reference to that. What 98, 97?
That joke's for you, OJ.
Okay, is there something in this? First one is you know when you forget your password and you click forgot password and it just emails you a reset link?
Yep.
What is the equivalent if you forget your keys? Did they mail you a new set of keys?
You get a locksmith.
Oh, the crack of the door range.
The locksmith is
He's your forgot your password guy.
Password.
So is it a locksmith that comes by with a capture code?
Yeah,
and you have
yeah.
to prove.
How many traffic lights?
How many traffic does he point? Does he point at an intersection and go,
This isn't your house.
how many of these are traffic lights?
Only the true apartment owner
Would know how many
know.
bicycles are on this street.
Yeah.
Real world capture code tickled me, and I don't know if there's something in that.
Well, I saw a thing where this woman was like, she was buying a car or something.
Oh, yeah.
And she was doing the paperwork, and they'd obviously just printed it off the computer, and she had to tick, "I'm not a robot."
Oh, I love that.
On the with a pen.
You know, it'd be great if it was like a perfect tick, like a perfect 45-degree angle, like almost like, or like an Etch-a-Sketch one where it's like only in right angles and lines.
What if it's like
Rosie from the
what
Jetsons?
if it's what if there's a robot like Rosie from the Jetsons, like kind of proper, like, you know, 50s style sci-fi robot.
Yeah.
And it's on a computer.
Yeah.
And it says, "I'm not a robot," and it's like doesn't know whether or not to click.
It's like a real self.
It's like,
It's
or
like,
it's like, oh, I always feel uncomfortable lying. It's
I
like,
feel uncomfortable lying about my
being.
sentience. Yeah.
I'm sure that's been done.
It could, yeah. Look, I have to admit, capture. There's been a lot of capture or "Are you a robot" jokes. I pitched a bunch very early in the piece in like 2016, 17 when capture became a real zeitgeisty thing. And the feedback I got from then Bob Mankoff was, stop pitching these. He just said stop. He said, I get 10 a week that are none of them are funny. And I was like, that's not going to stop me.
You
don't think that's going to stop me.
So you don't have to tell these stories when people are like, that's not funny.
No, but it was just.
What were some of your jokes?
This is back when you could. Oh, I have a whole bunch of them. I'll bring them next week because there were a lot of them were. A lot of them are really silly robot at a computer jokes. And I was like subbing in captions and like redrawing the background. And then there was the one of the robocaller of the guy picking up and going, "Stop calling me, you stupid robot!" And the robot is on the other end crying with a picture of him with a love heart around.
That's great. That's so stupid.
Like a little glass of wine on the table.
That's such a like.
It ran in mad eventually.
Yeah, I love that joke. It's such like a
silly.
cutaway, like
it's
one of those.
It's like a Family Guy
kind of bit.
I think. Yeah.
That's funny. I think that's really funny.
Why
is he in love with the guy? Like, I've got so many questions.
Yeah. There's a backstory, clearly.
Yeah.
Being tax day, I thought I'd dredge up a couple of ideas that I had in the notes for tax day, which was death, just having coffee with a mate, suit and tie, just going, yeah, no, they've got me doing taxes now too. The guy,
Oh, yeah.
death with the scythe,
Yeah, no, I like.
having a coffee.
Yeah.
It's a death and taxes cartoon, just a very, very literal death and taxes cartoon.
I like that. I like that as a bit of a reflection of like, thanks to layoffs, I've got to do taxes.
Oh, that's not, but that's
You know
an
what I mean?
angle.
That's a bit of a, that's a thing that's happening at the moment.
Well, yeah, everyone's downsizing. Thanks to downsizing, That's probably the angle. That's more the angle. Is it
Or is it
upskilling?
Is it him putting on like a bolo tie
Mm-hmm.
that he has? You know those bolo ties that have like the map of Texas, like
Sure.
to go through.
I know them well.
And someone saying, "No, it's taxes."
You are very fucking tired. You're lucky I don't have access.
I
to
think
that
that's a
fucking
good joke. That's a good joke.
Taxes.
That's funny. like drawing chaps.
Very silly. Oh, chaps. He's in chaps.
Yeah, maybe he's got like
And he's got a 10-gallon hat.
Yeah.
All right. No, I'll pay that. Jesus, that's.
I think that's taxes. Death. All right.
Trump was selling Bibles a while ago.
Yeah.
Did you? I mean, this is 2 weeks ago. I guess he was selling Bibles.
It's like Octomum selling condoms.
Yeah.
doesn't like.
I think Mike Reese, who's an old Simpsons writer, ex-Simpsons writer, I should say, he had a great one. Trump selling Bibles. That's like Trump selling Bibles. Like, I can't do anything with this. I just thought the Book of Cofvefe would be like a really interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, what is that? You got Matthew, Mark, Luke, and Cofvefe, which, admittedly, old reference, but I think it's stuck.
I think what if it's like the 10 Commandments according to the Trump Bible?
Yeah, that's not a bad. Yeah, I mean, it's him on the side
It's
of
like, you know,
I mean, it's at the moment,
redefining gluttony and like, you know, don't cheat on your wife
Unless, of course, it's a beautiful porn star.
Yeah, okay. Really
when do we
tightened
start taking the numbers seriously? So it's like it's April.
I know. I mean, when do we, even the day before, we shouldn't take them seriously. We haven't learned our lesson from 2016.
Yeah.
It's just like, fool me twice. Shame on me.
It's funny when you see this, like having lived here, this will be the third election that I've been here for.
Yeah.
Or fourth, I can't remember.
You would, the third.
It's funny just seeing the news cycle. It just goes into, it goes into automatic pilot.
Copy paste.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's, okay, this poll's saying this and this thing's saying this and he's out on here and who's going to be the vice president, blah, blah, blah.
It's all just, and it's to the time as well. October surprise, everything.
Yeah,
It's laid out.
Yeah.
It's a template. It's a scaffold. Yeah. This will be the first one that I vote in as an American citizen. And
Oh, that's right. You're a citizen.
first and last that I'll ever get to vote in, probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
End of democracy. Woo!
You've hit
I
the
always
last one.
arrive at the party just as they're sweeping up the cups. All right, I got a couple left. One, it's a zebra marrying a giraffe.
Yep.
The caption is, I married up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's very silly. Obviously at a dinner party, cocktail party, they're holding
Yeah.
martini glasses. Is that a thing?
I don't know if people like is that a bit on the nose, like the I married up, like the cast?
Well, it's
system
just silly. I mean, there's been other I married up cartoons in the New Yorker. Admittedly, they were in the 60s and 70s. So there's that.
Does that tell you anything?
Yeah.
Everyone in the cartoon's smoking.
Yeah. Everyone's wearing a cummerbund. Yeah, good call. Sometimes you try and do a sense check on a joke and go, have they done this before? It's like, yes, and?
Yeah, but only when everyone was sexist.
Yeah. It was also legal in 50 states to punch your spouse, so let's not...
Yeah, and that wasn't like a wacky Arizona law.
No, that was federal. I actually also liked one that I want to sort of revive this, the idea too, one which we kind of draw. I want to nail down the punchline of the people watching the coverage of this election, as you just said, that's been repeated.
Oh,
and
yeah.
saying, no, I can't start this one yet. I haven't caught up on season 1.
Yeah,
What's the wording on that, the verbiage on
I
that?
was thinking about that actually. Sorry.
Because the wording is key.
Is it
on
like
that one.
it's so the image that you sent me the other day was people at a bar
just
and they're
watching
looking up and up there it says, you know, Biden versus Trump election or something.
Yeah.
It's just and I think the caption is like, I can't watch this yet. Like, is there a joke? Is there something in like it's just gonna be really quick, like
a no spoilers thing.
yeah.
Like, no, I can't watch this one yet. I haven't caught up on season 1.
Or so here's the question that I had for you was like, is it better if he is like, hey, I didn't see the first season, will I understand this? You know, like I didn't see Dune.
Do I need to see the first one to get this?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, maybe that's the angle. Because Dune 2, you definitely need to see the first one to get.
Do you
the
think?
Yeah,
I disagree.
Did you go and see it?
Yeah.
Did you not get any of the references to the dad being murdered and the setup of all the armies and the attack?
I'm sure whoever was waiting to see the movie is very happy you've said that.
It's a 40-year-old book.
Yeah.
You've had a minute. It's like a Game of Thrones spoiler.
I'm actually waiting for the Trump version of Dune 2 to be released.
Dune. Yeah. So, oh yeah, God, he did that trailer during the eclipse.
So that was the thing. I think you would have picked it up and not really been like, oh my God, I can't believe this guy's, you know.
Well, there's the reason he's exiled. He was a duke. He was in a palace.
Yeah, I know.
He was
They
like
explain that a lot in the second. I've seen I've seen both of the latest ones.
Yeah.
But I was not like, oh man, should we watch this again?
What's going on here?
Should we bone up? Like they say a lot. He literally stands there. He's like, I am the Duke
at the end of the film.
Yeah, but it's still in the movie.
You have to wait 3.5 hours for him to say
At no point did you think when they were like, "Oh, Your Highness," and teasing him
Right.
about that wouldn't have twigged you.
Sure.
Like, why are they calling
There's
him
a
Your
lot of
Highness?
information in that first one.
I thought the first one was so boring.
It's a lot of setup. That's the reason it was so
Yeah.
boring, because it was required.
I just want to go and sit down for the meal. I don't want to get there and watch them prepping.
Fair. No, it's an appetizer. The main was amazing. I thought it was great.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, it was really fun.
So do I need to see the first one to get this? I didn't see the first one. Do I need to see the first season to get this?
Yeah, or no, turn it off. I haven't seen the first.
Season one. It's one of those two. I haven't seen season one yet. Because it's the
I'm still halfway through the first season. Like the idea is still watching it.
Sorry, I'm still halfway through the first season. Halfway through the first season.
Halfway through the first one. Yeah,
that's a nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good. Haven't caught up.
Or I haven't finished the
halfway
first
through.
season yet, or whatever.
Yeah, we'll nail that down. Also, one of yours, which was I want to revive the wording because it hasn't quite found a home yet. Which was the couple who have just put food in their mouth. And the waiters coming out of the kitchen saying, "Oh, quick now! Their mouths are full. Ask them what they think of their food."
Oh, yeah.
Or how's their meal?
Yeah.
Is there anything else? How's your meal going? How's everything? It happens so often. It's like they wait right until you put something in your mouth. Happened to me on Sunday.
Is there something in it? Like, it's never a yes or no question. Have you noticed that? You
right.
always have to. It's always like,
It's always, it's fantastic.
how is everything? It's never. Is everything okay?
Yeah.
Like that's always.
You're right. It's always framed as how is everything.
For non-American listeners? What happens in America is when you sit down to eat, they will bring you the food, and then just as you've sat down, someone will come and check on you, and invariably they will check when you've got a mouthful, and they'll be like, "Is everything okay?" And you've got to go. And it's so that you can be like, oh, do you have any hot sauce, ketchup,
mayonnaise,
glass of water, or whatever.
Right.
It's really only America that does that.
That's such an interesting thing, isn't it? Is it because of the tip? They want to tip. That's what that is.
Yeah, I guess.
They want people to remember that they, But that's annoying. I'm not going to tip them because they interrupted the meal.
Right. I'm not going to tip you for interrupting the meal. That's funny.
Okay, this is possibly my Outback Steakhouse.
Okay.
Of the week. Okay,
Let's go.
All right. It's 2 people on a date.
Sure.
3 waiters. Since we're talking about restaurants,
Yeah.
3 waiters. One is dressed in red in a dress doing the tango. No one's a cowboy. He's boot scooting. And the third one is with a walking stick and tails with jazz hands and wearing spats and tap shoes. And the person on the date saying, "Tap's fine."
Oh, there it is. That's pretty silly. Yeah. Yeah, that's funny. That's really funny. That's so stupid.
I was hoping for a "that's stupid." That's the best I could hope for.
But
yeah, tap's fine.
tap's fine.
We've given them the 3 options. Do you want still sparkling or tap?
Yeah.
It's tango, boot scoot, or tap.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
That's funny.
Okay.
I like it.
No notes.
I like it.
Amazing.
No notes. Yeah.
All right, let's do listener suggestions.
All right. Here we go.
Okay. The first listener suggestion comes from Tim Russell. He says, not sure if there's something in this. Love the pod, blah, blah, blah. Listening to old episodes, you mentioned pandering. Pandering. I don't know
Oh,
what we're talking about.
yeah. Something like that. Yeah.
He said, I instantly pictured a panda doing local gear at a stand-up show. Just going, oh, what's the deal with bamboo? All right, just like a room full of pandas.
Yeah.
He's doing gear on bamboo. Doing crowd, doing a bit of crowd.
Yeah.
Bamboo.
Yeah.
Is that a bit inside comedy? Bit inside baseball?
That pandas like pandas like
Play the
bamboo.
room? No, play the room instead of the bit, the material.
Are you sick of seeing people on TikTok just putting them up doing crowd work?
Well, so crowd work clips, a bit of inside comedy here. A friend of mine just got interviewed by the New York Times about this exact phenomenon, that people don't want to burn their material on socials, and they saw one person do it well and it worked, so now everybody fucking does it because comedians are the laziest at promoting themselves. So if they see something that worked, they'll just copy it. So people, instead of saying, do you have a car, now they'll find a feature by saying, do you have a camera? And they get them to follow them around and film their entire set, HD, 4K, like get a great audio level and video so they can post crowd work. The reason is that that way they don't have to burn the material and they can use it on the special without it being out on socials. Thing is, the audience is getting shortchanged twofold. One, they don't know how good the comedy can actually be because they're not seeing the real gear. Mm-hmm. And two, it's kind of like they expect crowd work when they go to a show now. I went to the Stand last night and it was like everyone was expecting to interact. Instead of a monologue, they were expecting dialogue and expecting the comic to do crowd. The host did crowd, but the comics wanted to do their bits, their material. But everyone's like, well, what are they doing? Why are they talking to us? So it's upended the expectation of audiences over the past 4 years of comics doing crowd work clips on TikTok and YouTube and shorts and reels. So it's actually detrimental, I think, for both the audience and the comic. I mean, sure, the comics get more play online, but offline, no one wants to hear their material.
Yeah.
So it's been weird. Yeah, it's been a weird thing. Anyway, keep your eyes peeled on the A1 section of the Arts and Leisure in the New York Times for that. This one is from Holly Bidwell. Love the pod. Had this idea after seeing the price of a new Lego Hogwarts castle. Have you seen these things? You're a new dad. You're going to be in the Lego market soon.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not it's not got nothing to do with being a father. I'm just a big transphobe. So any Harry Potter stuff. I've just started getting into it. Is that a funny idea? The idea that bigots are now like, you know what? I love Harry Potter.
Oh my God. They're memorizing spells. All right. It's a geek in front of a table full of Lego houses like Batman and castles and Hogwarts castle and stuff.
Yep.
Talking in his phone and going, I've invested very heavily in real estate.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, Lego is now, it's a commodity.
Yeah.
It's an investment.
I don't mind. Is there something in like, maybe it's more, it's like someone trying to brag, but they're not lying. Like, because to say you've invested in real estate and then you've just got Legos is a bit. But to
someone at
say
a dinner party trying to look all fancy, but then you can see in the spare room behind them, it's just a whole bunch of Lego.
Something
houses.
like that. Yeah.
Batman Castle.
Oh God,
and Hogwarts.
the kitchen's really a drama. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, it's
how do you
real estate,
fake
like, it's got to be a bit of a wrinkle to it.
a real estate magnate? I mean, if only we knew a lying real estate magnate who was lying about his fortune. I guess we'll never come up with anything. Okay. And the last suggestion comes from...
what about this? What if it's
on.
a joke, like the horseshoe magnet? You know those old horseshoes?
Yeah, cartoon staple.
He's a real estate magnate and he's showing people around.
You're very tired. You need a nap. Last suggestion comes from friend of the show, my wife, who said in a moment of absurdity, I think post-marathon, it was therapist couch gag.
Yep.
And the therapist is saying, I think what you mean is that you don't like people telling you how you feel.
Oh, I like that.
It's a very straightforward
Yeah.
therapist gag. I think what you mean is there something in that?
What if it's even more? No. What you're feeling is frustration that people tell you how you feel.
That's it. That's the, No, what you're yes. Because it's as if they've told them something and then the implication that something was said.
Or is it just even like you take it one step further and it's like a man saying to a woman? No, it's actually when a man rewords what a woman has said.
I've seen that
thing.
cartoon.
It's been
I've seen
done
that
before,
cartoon.
right?
I think Will McPhail did that cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's something in the idea of like, I the only person I can think who would give that feedback would be like a psychologist or a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
I think what you mean is, or no, what you mean is something in that vein.
Yeah.
I have a bonus last one because it's tax day.
Right.
And this could be nothing.
Yeah.
But it's the, triplicate receipts. Like there's a white one on top, a yellow one underneath, and a pink one at the bottom.
Yeah. From the old
Yeah.
machines.
It's a little bit of a dated reference, but on tax day, receipts are
Yeah.
It's a triplicate factory, and there's a white one, and then a yellow one, and then a pink one.
Oh.
Like those old factory stacks with the smokestacks. I know it's so dumb and it's so hand-holdy. It's just visually a white one, a yellow one, a pink one. The triplicate factory. It's a receipt factory. It should say receipt factory, probably. Receipt book factory, maybe.
Yeah, I think it needs more labeling.
It's a bit SS.
What if it's the three things are like chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry, and it's where Neapolitan ice cream comes from? It's the Neapolitan district.
The Neapolitan district is just
It's just three different coloured factories. And the smoke coming out is different colours. It's like brown
No, it's a
smoke.
riffle.
Yeah.
It's so silly.
All right, I'm going to drink more coffee.
Okay, catch us on Is There Something in This.substack.com. Send us your listener suggestions to that. Also, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. If you do a review on Apple Podcasts, we will see it. And also, send your suggestions through there. Give us a 5-star review and send in your listener suggestions through Apple Podcasts. Get to it. All right.
Or give us a 1-star review and suggest ways we can improve the podcast.
Less sound effects. All right, we'll see you next week.